welcome back to my channel. So today for you guys, I'm going to show you how to create a TV stand using mainly Dollar Tree products, and this is secure. I made sure I used braces, I used screws, I used wood glue. I wanted to make sure that this was not going to break on you guys. I wouldn't put anything more than 50 pounds on top of this if you are using the Dollar Tree wood pieces, but if you end up using only wood that you got at the hardware store, I feel like maybe you can put more on top of it. It just depends on exactly what you get. You'll see me in the video sit on top of this. I weigh over 100 pounds. It didn't break. You'll also see me kind of mess around with it, lifting it up, so you can see that it isn't just going to break apart on you. I do want to say this, I am not an expert. I do not claim to be an expert by any means. I know that some people are not always happy with the way that I do things. I do what works for me, and I'm always open to learning and trying new things. As soon as I get a house, my plan is to start learning how to use power tools and messing with wood more and learning how to really create something super secure. But I'm not an expert, so don't expect me to know everything and to know exactly the right way to do everything. I just do what I do. I'm just some random person uploading to YouTube. I just know if you made this exactly the way that I made it, it's not just gonna fall apart on you. And you can see I'm just lifting it up, I'm moving it around, swinging it around, and it's not breaking. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get this video to 5,000 thumbs up. And check out my other tutorials I put out this week, the Dollar Tree table and my Dollar Tree mug rack. With that being said, let's begin the tutorial. So I have to go over the tabletop piece that I made because that is what I use for the bottom of my TV stand. What I did is I took 12 tabletop wood decor pieces from Dollar Tree, they're real wood, and I attached them together. I did have viewers say that it's best to use wood glue to attach all the pieces of wood together first and then use my staple gun because it's gonna add more security and that the staples could eventually move, so I want to use wood glue. So if you end up doing this, use wood glue. To the bottom of the table, I put a lot of staples, and then at the top of it, I didn't put as many staples. Now before I added staples on the other side, I did put wood glue where the two sets of 6 wood decor pieces met. And then I started to paint it. I used white chalk paint all over it, and then I dry brushed brown paint on top of it. By dry brushing, I mean you don't dip your paintbrush into water at all, and with barely any paint on your brush, you just go back and forth over what you're painting to make it look like a wood grain. I used Waverly white chalk paint and then Folk Art coffee bean paint, mixed it together to get the brown color. Now for the table, I put some wood rolling pins on the bottom. I knocked those down with the hammer, got them off, and this time around for the TV stand, I am using 4 of those same wood tabletop decor pieces. Now these things I know at Dollar Tree can be super hard to find. You can always go to a hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, and have them cut the wood for you there, and the wood is still very inexpensive to get when you're getting especially a size that's similar to what I use. And I'll try to link the dimensions of these pieces down below for you guys. I know people always say to me, oh well, you could have just gone to a hardware store to do this and do that. I know that, but I am trying to use Dollar Tree products, so that's why I'm not just going to go to the hardware store and just use a bunch of wood, because it wouldn't be a Dollar Tree DIY. But I do hope when I get a house that I am able to start doing more crafts using wood and starting to use more power tools. I'm not an expert by any means, and that's what I think people forget. I'm not an expert. Just because I upload to YouTube crafting things, that doesn't mean I'm an expert. So I'm not always going to know the best way to do things, but I am open to learning and I want to continue to learn, and hopefully when I get a house I will be able to do that. What I do next is I then paint the legs. I do not paint the very top of the leg. It's best to keep no paint there because it will attach better to whatever it is you're going to put on top of it. So the surface, the board, it's going to attach better if there's no paint that is kind of taken away from the adhesive really attaching. I used Gorilla wood glue to attach the legs on. Now this is something that you can use as a substitute. I wanted to find something that you guys could use as a substitute that wasn't that expensive because, like I said, I know the Dollar Tree products are hard to find. So lots of hardware stores carry finished wood already sanded down for you at an inexpensive price. I found this Mastercraft Edge Glue Pine. It's 1 by 12 by 3 inches for $6.51. If you got one for the top and the bottom, it's going to run you $12, and then you can get the legs cut down for you at a local hardware store, and honestly it'll probably cost you a couple of bucks.
What I'm doing is I am going to stain this wood, and the stain that I'm using is Mini Wax Walnut Stain, and I really like this color. I bought my piece of wood at Menards, which is a hardware store here in the Midwest, but you can find something similar, very similar, at Home Depot, Lowe's. I just love Menards because they have really good prices on things, and then it's like a grocery store at the same time inside of there. It's really weird. Once I have my piece of wood stained and the stain has dried, I attach it to the rest of the stand. I used wood glue to attach it to the legs. I wait for the wood glue to dry, and then I flipped my stand over so that I stain the bottom part of my TV stand. There was a reason I did this. I want to keep this, and when I move, I don't know exactly how the decor is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to go with more like white distressed wood look or a darker wood look. I don't have a clue. So I did that so I can flip it either way, figure out what I like. For now, in the house that I have, I liked it better with the white bottom versus the darker bottom. To get the Dollar Tree wood to match better to the wood I got from the hardware store, I should have did more layers of stain, but I didn't want to. I kind of liked the 3 different colors of wood. It just kind of looked very rustic, like it was just put together, so I didn't do multiple layers. Okay, now this is important. I'm going to be using corner braces where the legs and then like the bottom and the top boards meet. These are from Walmart. I got smaller ones that are 1 inch, and then I got a little bit bigger ones that are 1.5 inches. Right here I just have the packaging because this was filmed the day after, but I'm showing you guys these ones I got at Menards, which is similar to what you want to use. So for this part, I had Matt put the screws in for me because I wanted to film it, and I can't film and screw at the same time, so I had Matt do it. Now, the best thing you can do is have a drill bit on hand, make a hole inside of the wood, and then put the screws through. We don't have a drill bit on hand, so what Matt did is he took the drill and the screw, and he just put pressure on the leg and pushed that screw through until it created a hole, and then the screw went through on its own. You could do this by hand, he said, as well, and you'll see him do it by hand. You just got to put pressure into it. You can also probably take a hammer and a nail to kind of create a hole first and then start putting the screw through it. The drill we were using is this tiny little pink drill that I had gotten at Target. I love it, but Matt hates it. Matt is more familiar with tools, so he did have some words that he wants to share with you guys. Here it is.
Attention bargain hunters, do not use Black & Decker Pink Duty. Get a real drill. $20 real drill, Home Depot.
So the reason Matt didn't like the drill was because he said that drill doesn't have enough power. He said with a regular, more better drill that the screw would go in easily. You wouldn't even need a drill bit. He said with the one that I have, that it sucks. There just wasn't enough power. So he was stuck kind of getting the screw in with the drill and then using a hand screw to push it in the rest of the way. Again, though, he said with a drill that's better than mine, it's going to go right through the wood without having to use a drill bit. And I think he's telling the truth because he was still able to get through the wood with my crappy drill nonetheless. So there's that. I wanted to make sure I put the corner braces so that it would hold weight, that this would be sturdy. I can pick it up, move it around, and it wasn't going to break on me. The other thing you're going to end up wanting to do is paint over them, unless you can find ones that match the wood you're using perfectly. So I painted over them to kind of blend it in a bit. I used the smaller ones where the white is at the bottom and the larger ones at the top because you're going to be having more weight at the top, obviously, than the bottom. Now here is me lifting it up by just the top. You can see it's not falling apart. Here is me picking it up from one side, still not falling apart. Then I decided to sit on this thing. I weigh over 100 pounds. It did not break on me, but I don't suggest at all putting over 100 pounds on the top of that. I really don't. I'm positive the top could handle 50 pounds, for sure 50 pounds. As long as you're making it just like I made it. Because if you make it slightly different, like it's all just that Dollar Tree wood, I'm not entirely positive what it could hold. Now, people were asking me to show baskets at the bottom of this. So there's 3 different options right now that I'm showing you that are all from Dollar Tree. And then there is something a little bit more expensive from Target. They got these $3 wire baskets. If you want something a little bit more expensive than that and a little bit bigger, there's this basket. It came with like a linen in the inside of it, but I took it out. That is from Five Below, so it costs $5. And then there's other options at other places, like this one is from Home Goods. It's the biggest of them all, and I got it for $6.99. Obviously, you don't just need wire baskets at the bottom, but I like the way wire baskets look, and that's what I'm going with. Just figure out how you want them to be placed and then stick whatever the heck you want under there. I mean, if you don't want baskets, you don't have to. You can put your like game console under there, or if you still use a VHS, so you can put that under there. DVD player, you can put that under there. It's all up to you. So I put the baskets under there, filled them all up, and then at the top I placed an Xbox, my TV weighs 20 pounds. It's a smaller TV, and then I just put like some greenery around there just to kind of make it look a little bit pretty. Now you can see how it looks with the white side showing at the bottom, and then I flipped it over to show you how it looks with the two brown sides showing. It's up to you if you want to do what I did. You can paint it all the same color, or you can do what I did where it's kind of a different color at the very bottom. So you can flip it over and change it up with your decor. And that is how I made this TV stand using Dollar Tree products. Like I said, when I move, I really want to learn more about power tools and just making things out of real wood. I feel like I would have a fun time with it, and I could still use Dollar Tree products, you know, to decorate it or even paint it, stencil on top of it, but I really do want to learn more about that stuff, and eventually I hope to. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, again, give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.